It is April 17th. Welcome in, Rebels. It's great to have you on the show today. Welcome to the Ignition News. I'm really proud of what we are developing here. I had a nice email exchange with someone this morning regarding the Ignition News. Paul, I appreciate you. Thank you for supporting the show. But I really like what we're building here. It's let's have some news, dialogue, and then, let's have some action items. So welcome to the show, everybody. It's good to have you on the show today. The news is actually not crazy today, which feels refreshing. I mean, as it goes in this current version of the administration, it's still off the walls, incredibly crazy shit. But as off the wall shit goes, today is a little bit of a breather. So I think maybe the idea, first of all, that we can regroup, get together, maybe just enjoy a little bit of a I don't know, a little bit of a victory lap in the resistance, I think is it's kind of refreshing. It's nice to know. I do have 4 stories today that we'll get to. We may not. We'll see. Oh no, they shut us down on Instagram. Are you surprised? I'm not surprised. What a surprise. Anyways, love to start the show off with a little bit of trivia and history. As you know, in 1492, come on, you all know this one. In 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue, right? Spain and Christopher Columbus signed the capitulations of Santa Fe, authorizing his voyage to find a western route to the Indies. History has not vindicated, or history has, I don't know, what's the word you would say? History has not been kind to Mr. Columbus, but nonetheless, I'm sure you all remember that from school. Yes, 1492. In 1907, Ellis Island processed 11,747 immigrants. That was the highest number of people handled in a single day at that facility. In 1970, the Apollo 13 mission safely returned to Earth after the oxygen tank explosion. The first national park was created today in 1951. FedEx started in 1973, and they got worse and worse and worse every fucking year. And what else? Game of Thrones actually premiered in 2011 on this date. And then they ended it like that. They did us dirty. It is Bat Appreciation Day. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Like the bats that attacked me twice. It's blah, blah, blah day. Okay. Encourages people to stop talking about doing things and actually do them. Oh, I like that, everybody. It's blah, blah, blah day. That's awesome. It's JP Morgan's birthday. He's looking up at us right now. Oh, good. That was fun. That was just a minute. Oh, that was a moment of levity. I used to be addicted to soap, but I'm clean now. All right. What did the ocean say to the beach? Nothing. It just waved. Okay. I told you they're not all going to they're not all good jokes. Let me first start out the show. I have a little bit of a commentary for you here. Before I do that, I do want to just say thank you to everyone who supports the show. You can support the show by clicking the link in the bio or going to buymeacoffee.com/Rebel Radio. Thanks to everyone who supported the whistle. We got a bunch of whistles in the mail today. I do want to show you a little bit of a hint of a product we're getting put on the show on the store today. Not today, sometime this weekend. Look at this coaster we made. It's this wonderful little coaster. See, be like the weed. Little cutout. It's got a little weed there. You can put your beverage right on top of it, and that's going in the store. You can check that out or support the show, which I of course appreciate. But let me go ahead and get into a little bit of a message today, and that message is both a challenge to my fellow Nevada residents and then anyone else in your individual districts as well. As Nevada approaches this midterm elections, we have a gubernatorial race coming up, and the sort of coronated candidate for Nevada's governor is Democratic Attorney General Aaron Ford. Last night, I posted a kind of a breakdown of his finance reports, and Aaron Ford is not just pro data center, by the way. He's openly pro data center. And as I was peeling through his financial reports last night, I observed that he's raised $1.2 million in campaign funds, which is pretty historic. It's a lot of money to raise. And they would love to tell you that that comes from mostly small dollar donors, which when you look at the total number of donors is actually true. But the reality is Aaron Ford has raked in hundreds of thousands of dollars from outside political interests. What do we say? Hedge funds, technocrats, startup investors, bankers, real estate groups, all from outside the state. And so the question that I have for you is, if you live in Nevada, why would we elect someone who is to be attorney general, who number one is pro data center at a time when we live in a desert, who doesn't even hide the fact that he's pro data center, and number two, I don't know what happened to Substack, and number two is taking all of this corporate money from storied interests outside of the state. The funny thing is, by the way, he spent like quite a bit of money on an automated robot to write notes. It's a little, literally an auto pen, you know, like Joe Biden in the auto pen. One of his campaign expenditures was this basically company where they take a little robot and make it look like you hand wrote a note with a pen. And I have to think to myself, this person, this man, Aaron Ford, wants to be my governor, but he doesn't give enough of a fuck to handwrite a card to these people who donate him $10,000, $20,000, these corporate baddies that they are. And so I just want to be very clear with you, especially if you live in Nevada. If you are a Democratic, if you're one of these liberals, one of these MSNBC Democrats, and you're excited that the election's coming up, you're so tired of Joe Lombardo, I want to let you know that over the last 5 months, I have been building a coalition. And if you choose Aaron Ford as your Democratic nominee, I will deny you the governor's mansion. I have a large enough coalition of voters in the state of Nevada, and I will specifically deny you the election. You will have another 4 years of Joe Lombardo as your governor, a Republican crony, a little Trumpian, and you will have to sit there for 4 more years with a Republican who you do not like as your governor, because I refused to lend my voice, my platform, and my coalition to a man, a weak little man like Aaron Ford. I will not do it. I will not do it. And the thing is, what's been happening is you Democrats have allowed yourselves to be convinced by the likes of Hakeem Jeffries and Chuckles Schumer. You have been allowed yourself to they fucking gaslight you. They're, oh, harm reduction voting. And the thing is, you think I'm fucking around, but I'm not. You think, oh, well, it's going to be, oh, you take another 4 years of Joe Lombardo as your governor, as though we haven't struggled enough, as though we haven't suffered enough. You think your veiled threats of political suffering mean anything to me anymore? And that's ultimately what the problem is. You think that we're not willing to suffer, and that is coming from this like limousine liberal take where you don't have to worry about how much your groceries cost or how much your gas costs because you're one of these limousine liberals. You make 300 grand a year, you got a nice health plan, you got a bunch of money in your 401k, and yeah, Trump's a fascist and blah blah blah, but lesser of two evils bullshit. And I'm fucking tired of it. And I have been building a coalition and they trust me. So when I tell them that we will not vote for Aaron Ford, and yes, we will either vote for someone else. By the way, there's someone named Daniel Ford in the election who's going to completely spoil things. They will either sit out or they will vote for someone else. And Aaron Ford, your little coronated candidate, will not be the governor. And the thing that you Democrats do to us is you say, and you watch us drown. You fucking watch us drown. You stand there from the side from Congress or from your little city hall and you watch us drown. And then every 4 years or every 2 years you go, oh, come, we're here to save you. And you give us a little fucking straw. And you go, oh, here's a straw, get some air. And so you go, you're just breathing to get air because you're drowning like this. And the Democrats go, whoa, that's not your straw. You have to share the straw with everyone else, okay? Because we have to go send some bombs over to the Middle East. Okay. So I'm sorry if you thought that the straw was just for you, but come on, you're a Democrat, right? You understand we have to go support these bombs. And I'm not fucking around. And I think the funny thing is, you people think that I haven't been working in the background. You think, and what's also funny is all of these political people now in Nevada and elsewhere, not just Nevada, they're like, "Oh, we'd love for you to have us on your show. We'd love for you to make a video about us. We'd love for you to share this issue, this platform." And these people are the same people, by the way, that I've always known, who've treated me and my friends, my family, and this following group like shit. Oh, and now that I have this huge platform, oh, we love you. We're big fans of what you do. Okay. Well, guess what? I'm big fans of who we are. I'm big fans of what we do. And so when I say, if you elect this man to be your Democratic nominee, not only will you lose with or without us, by the way, but I will ensure it. I will fucking ensure it. And I will say, hey, everybody, it's time to execute our operation. They didn't listen. And you think I'm fucking around. But you still have time. And this is my point to all of you. You all can do this. You all can wake up and realize that this, like, pushing us down into the water, that's literally what they're doing. They're stepping on our necks and giving us a straw to breathe oxygen, telling us, though, you got to share the straw. That's what they're doing. 7 Democrats voting against ending arms sales to Israel. 7 Democrats. Jackie Rose and Catherine Cortez Masto, both from Nevada. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I voted for Kamala Harris because I mean, what was I going to do? Vote for Jill Stein? I don't know. Was Jill Stein even running this time? I don't even know. And I understand how some of you look at these people who sat out the election because of what's happening in Gaza. I understand it. I too was like, I don't understand why you're doing this. This doesn't make sense to me. But then I started to learn and I started to see the stories that were being hidden from me. I started to research the horrific images and videos of what was happening. I started reading books. An excellent book, by the way. One Day, Everyone Will Have Always Been Against This by Omar El-Akkad. It's an amazing book. And I started understanding the history of the region, the connections, and of course, obviously, the political influence. And I understand it. And you will never hear criticism from me of people who morally could not vote for Kamala Harris because Joe Biden started a genocide. You just won't. And if you have that position still now, after everything you know, and you can look at 7 Democrats voting, specifically choosing to send bulldozers, ask yourself that simple question. Why do we need to send American bulldozers to Israel? What are they going to do with those bulldozers? I will actually ask you to figure that out. Why don't you research what they're going to do with weaponized, militarized bulldozers? What are they going to do with military grade industrial bulldozers that we authorized them to have, that they quote unquote purchased, which is the silliest thing of all? They purchased bulldozers from us, which really just means they took the money that we sent them from your tax dollars. Imagine you are 5 years old, a brown child on the West Bank. It is 6 a.m. in the morning. You have barely been able to sleep through the sounds of the evening, the night, the rockets, the drones, the cold. There is no electricity. You have been drinking water from the ground. Sometimes the water tastes funny, it has a chemical taste to it. Your parents have to stand in what are essentially cattle grates to line up to get what is called aid, but it's really just old bags of rice. Someone in your family was in one of those cattle grates, by the way, and they were shot in the head, standing in line to get food. It's 5:30 in the morning now, and you hear the sound, the rickety metal clanking sound of a bulldozer. God bless the United States of America. American steel rolling over West Bank soil, clicking, clanking, a loud diesel engine, thousands of pounds of American might and engineering rolling towards your what remains of your home. But you don't have to imagine that, do you? Because you live in America. You live here in your safe little house, your little house, your home, your apartment, your community. You haven't had to worry about the ravages of war, let alone genocide, let alone being drinking poisonous water from the ground. Oh, look, my video ended on Instagram. Fascinating. Point is, they think that we will vote for them because we are tired of suffering, but they don't realize that we haven't stopped suffering for 20 years and that we can see what is happening to those who are less fortunate than us, who have been suffering for 80 years, who have been told the same lies, and who have had to suffer and, in more cases than not, die as a result of it. And here we are. You can pick the straw, or you can pick radical fundamental change. Welcome to the Ignition News. I do want to ask you to please consider following the show on your favorite podcast platform, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. It does mean a lot. I do appreciate it. I want to say thank you to a couple people reached out to me on email. I do appreciate that. In terms of news stories, I want to really quickly mention the fact that there is growing speculation in MAGA that the Butler, Pennsylvania incident was staged. Growing speculation. It is essentially all they're talking about now. The idea that this was a fake event. I'm not going to cover it too much because I really don't care what they think, but I think it's worth noting. Of course, the president was in Las Vegas this week talking about no tax on tips, probably one of the greatest scams on the working class ever. I happen to be one of those people eligible to take advantage of no tax on tips. And for those of you that don't know, it is not actually no tax on tips. It's a $25,000 tax credit towards your income. If you're married, you both have to itemize your taxes. Most married couples in America actually do not itemize their taxes. So they force married couples to itemize their taxes. In many cases, that completely wipes out the tax advantage of the $25,000 tax credit. And between the two of you, if you both work for tips, the two of you can only claim the $125,000. And of course, if you live in a place like Nevada, you might want to ask yourself, where are these tips? Where are these tips? Tourism is down 11%. Real wages battling against inflation. But there's positive news in New York City. The first Muslim mayor of New York and self-described democratic socialist has actually had a surprisingly functional relationship with the president. He recently enacted a tax on second properties of wealthy individuals who do not live in New York City. Taxing those properties is going to raise roughly $500 million a year. This is going to help with the city's $5.4 billion financial shortfall, and quite simply can be put as, we are taxing the rich. Finally. But it's not even a substantial tax. It's a pittance, really. It's a little tiny percentage of the second homes of billionaires. And also, another story. one I'm super proud of, one we're going to close the show out with today. In Bloomington, Indiana, 80,000 people live in Bloomington. It's home to Indiana University. That town of 80,000 people just ended its contract with Flock Safety. If you've been listening to the show or following me for any time, you know that this company that sells automated license plate reader technologies is rapidly targeting communities, HOAs, that kind of thing. But the mayor of that town announced that on April 15th, the Flock's contract, which expired on March 5th, will not be renewed. This came after months of evaluation, community pressure, and a unanimous city council resolution. And once again goes to prove that with the right amount of outrage and the right amount of public pressure, that you can push back against these billionaires. Here's why this matters beyond Bloomington. This obviously shares concerns that we have all over the country. There are, I think, 100,000 of these cameras across the country doing 20 billion scans per month. It's a massive violation of your constitutional rights. A massive violation of your constitutional rights. Oh, we got someone here. Someone said recently, to all of those who protested and reached out, thank you. This was a product of your activism, and it's a major win for our city. Oh, the dog is going crazy right now. That's awesome. Of course, here in Las Vegas, we're still fighting for police records. Our public records request is still ongoing, but we know that Ben Horowitz routed Flock cameras to the Las Vegas Police Department using the police department's foundation. Bloomington, my dog's going crazy right now. Bloomington showed that it can be done, that a city with the right amount of public outrage can look at this data, can look at this information. Dude, my dog's going crazy right now. And the question is whether Las Vegas or your political community has the same will, and if you can do the same thing. The people who think that they own this country and our politics don't realize how fundamentally the conversation has shifted. They don't realize how fundamentally the conversation has changed. But day after day, time after time, we are seizing the political power. 1,000 leaders in 1,000 different communities. We live in a government that doesn't care about your life. It doesn't know a thing about you, if you're being honest with you, but it's starting to want to monitor your every move. Where inflation is robbing you of your purchasing power, the future of your children. And where billionaires with just the smallest amount of pressure are starting to realize that we're still here and we're not going anywhere. Bloomington and its citizens fought. Bloomington and its citizens won. And now it's your turn. That's the Ignition News, everybody. It is April 17th. Thank you, Kodak, for that special segment in the last part of the show. Saturday and Sunday shows are recorded and published to Spotify, and we'll see you back live on Monday. Have a wonderful day, everybody.